I kind of wanted to make a little bit of a difference.
And she's doing just that. Viridiana Villafuerte is the first Latina police officer to join the Crisfield Police Department, breaking language barriers and helping serve hard-to-reach communities like the growing Hispanic population.
They would feel more comfortable coming to somebody of their own ethnicity and actually wanting to report stuff.
In addition to the team that Captain Rick Taylor says has been a long time coming.
In a time where community doesn't always trust the officers, I think it's very important that we have a bilingual Hispanic female that can help strengthen that bond between us and our Hispanic community.
Mexican-American and proud, thankful for her parents who sacrificed everything they had to give her and her siblings a better life.
My parents really busted their butts off for us, and me being somebody in life, it's kind of like a way of me repaying to them and my community, like being there for my community and making my parents proud in a way.
Happy to see that her hard work at the Eastern Shore Criminal Justice Academy at Warwick Community College paid off after struggling to afford school.
Even though I stopped going to school for a period of time, I still kept working, tried to save up money. I still tried to apply to different departments, and eventually I made my way here.
The first, but hopefully not the last.
I look forward to seeing what the future holds.
Many Cubans I spoke with in Georgetown say the situation is very difficult and are worried for their families' health and safety back in Cuba, as they have had little to no contact with them about their well-being. I spoke with a local nonprofit who says they are here to help. Libertad! Libertad! Thousands chanting for freedom across the U.S. and here locally.
Patria y vida.
Grisel Espinosa fled Cuba with her husband nearly 30 years ago and arrived to Georgetown after seeking asylum in Mexico. She says she hasn't spoken to her family in days after protests against the Cuban government shook the island.
Bien, pero no se puede preguntar lo que está pasando porque cortan la llamada.
Espinosa says she can't ask her family what's going on over the phone because the government cut the line and internet. Health officials reported a record 7,000 new cases and 47 deaths due to COVID-19. Espinosa says families do not have access to medication and is worried for her mother who has Parkinson's disease. Espinosa says they are alone without any help. All they have is hope in their hearts to one day be free. Bryant Garcia is the immigration specialist at La Esperanza. He says he's worked firsthand with Cuban families in Sussex County and is here to offer any help.
We've helped them with their green card. We've helped them apply for citizenship. We've helped them petition for family members.
However, the process is far from easy.
Cubans who do want to come over here eventually have to travel to other countries to be able to complete the process, just because of how difficult things are. From what they've explained to me is that once they become a U.S. citizen, it becomes much harder for them to travel back.
Fighting hard for freedom.
We hope to have freedom one day.
And raising their voices.
We hope that we can be like America.
To make a change.
We'll be able to choose who's gonna govern Cuba one day.
Places here like La Red Health Center have been working hard to vaccinate and inform the Hispanic community this entire pandemic. I'm told that more Hispanics now are more confident about getting the vaccines, but there's still some misinformation to tackle. Numbers are in with Hispanics in the lead.
The teenagers, higher. Young adults, higher. Older adults, higher. Senior citizens, higher. At every age demographic, Hispanic numbers are higher than the white community numbers.
A major breakthrough in the first state in comparison to a year ago during the first vaccine rollout. La Red Health Center in Georgetown is one of many clinics in Delaware who have been working hard the entire pandemic to serve hard-to-reach communities. Health experts say they've noticed the change, but there's still more to be done.
There is a little bit more confidence than when we first started, but there is still a lot of misinformation around the Hispanic community when you compare to other communities. The opinion of a close friend or a close family member matters a lot.
Confident that those who got a first shot will be okay with getting a third.
It should not be an issue to distribute. Most people that are, I would say probably over 90% of people that got fully vaccinated with the first round will want a booster shot.
The state says this breakthrough is a result of everyone coming together to help.
I think really what's been so heartening and helpful is really a lot of the grassroots efforts among the Hispanic community in our state to protect this population.
A step in the right direction in the long-fought battle with vaccine misinformation.
Get well informed, the vaccine works, the vaccine is safe, and if a booster is needed, then get the booster. And because that's the only way we're going to end up with this pandemic, if enough people get vaccinated.
Los soñadores una vez más enfrentan la inestabilidad, esta vez luego de que un juez federal declaró que el programa es ilegal y que la administración de Obama no siguió las reglas administrativas federales al lanzar el programa en 2012. Tania Hernández Orozco se graduó de la Universidad de Delaware State. Dice que está cansada de la inestabilidad e insta a la administración de Biden en tomar más acciones.
Como que te da un poco de coraje al ver cómo los políticos solamente te usan como una pieza de juego y nadie te puede dar una solución permanente. El grupo político en el que está en la oficina ahora, que prometió una resolución pronto, necesitamos de que cumplan su palabra.
La Esperanza en Georgetown ha trabajado con muchos soñadores. Brian García, el especialista en inmigración, dice que la decisión del juez evita que nuevos solicitantes se unan a DACA.
USCIS o UCIS, ellos todavía no han publicado los cambios en póliza de cómo van a recibir casos de DACA o cómo van a procesar casos de DACA. Pero si uno tiene preguntas o quiere seguir renovando su DACA y tiene DACA, es posible seguir haciendo eso. Eso no ha cambiado DACA todavía, es un programa que existe. Ahora, para personas que nunca han aplicado y quieren aplicar para la primera vez, eso quizás vamos a ver una pausa en el proceso de DACA para esas personas, pero otra vez siempre pueden hablar con su abogado o siempre pueden hablar con nosotros aquí a La Esperanza.
El juez Hannon se fue en favor de Texas y otros 8 estados conservadores que demandaron para detener DACA, escribiendo que, cita, los estados pudieron comprobar las dificultades que la operación continua de DACA les ha infligido, fin de cita. El presidente Biden dice estar decepcionado de la decisión de Hannon. Dreamers hacen un llamado al Congreso para que tomen una solución permanente al programa.
Aunque el presidente nos prometa pasar la ciudadanía para los Dreamers y darnos esa oportunidad, mucho del Congreso y el gobierno tiene la habilidad de aceptar el bill y pasarlo, apoyar o denegarlo y decir que no quieren que esa ley exista. Entonces, al fin y al cabo, ellos también tienen el poder porque es la mayoría y ellos también tendrían la opinión de decidir eso.
Permaneciéndose esperanzados mientras enfrentan la inestabilidad.
De que mantengan todos sus papeles listos y de que sigan con fe y sigan luchando porque siempre hemos salido a luchar el uno por el otro. Y esto no va a ser el fin de nosotros.
Matt and Maddie, La Esperanza is the third nonprofit organization that the 100 Women of Southern Delaware made a donation to. So as you can imagine, so many people are moved by this kind generosity and that it will help the Hispanic community find the immigration resources that they need. Paving the way for the growing Hispanic community. Jennifer Fuqua is the executive director of La Esperanza, who felt emotional today for such kind generosity.
And I love that all these women showed their support for La Esperanza and what we do.
Jerry Burke is the founder of the 100 Women Who Care Southern Delaware group that came together in April. She says each member helps donate money towards one local nonprofit.
We're part of an alliance that has 700 of these giving circles internationally. And I found out about it through a friend who was visiting from Pittsburgh. And then she started telling me about this 100 Who Care Alliance. And it was very easy to go on the site, find out what I needed to do, and then just started it.
Maria Castillo is the one who pitched the idea about donating to La Esperanza because places like this center hit home.
Because my family was helped by an organization like this when we came to this country. And we were lucky that we did receive asylum. And I came here 60 years ago with my parents and my brother and I are all citizens. And we were helped by organizations like La Esperanza to make that happen.
Brian Garcia is the immigration specialist. He says funds will go directly towards La Esperanza's immigration services.
Our immigration program is really one of the only low-cost options that immigrants have for legal representation. There's private attorneys that one can go to, but if you can't afford a private attorney, it becomes really hard for you to get legal counsel and legal advice on your immigration situation or issue.
Helping hard-to-reach communities find the assistance that they need.
They're reaching the Hispanic community, which we all understand has very unique needs, and it's a way that we are able to directly have a positive impact on that group who we may not have a lot of contact with normally.
Me encuentro en Milford, en el Delaware Veterans Home, donde el presidente Biden aterrizó esta tarde para rendirle su último adiós a la antigua gobernadora del estado de Delaware.
She's one of the most remarkable, inspirational people that Jill and I have met.
Así recordará el presidente Biden a Ruth Ann Minner como una de las personas más inspiradoras que él ha conocido. Minner fue la primera y única mujer de ser gobernadora del estado de Delaware y sirvió el primer estado de 2001 a 2009. La primera dama Jill Biden no estuvo presente, pero el presidente Biden fue acompañado por varios miembros de su equipo. Entre las docenas de personas que se reunieron para rendir sus respetos estaba el actual gobernador John Carney en la iglesia Milford Church of Nazarene. Y a pesar de estar triste en decirle adiós a la ex gobernadora Minner, los residentes estaban ansiosos de ver al presidente de los Estados Unidos en el área.
We love him. I love everything about him.
El presidente Biden tuvo una agenda apretada en el día de hoy. Luego de su visita a Delaware, visitó a Baltimore, Maryland, para hablar sobre su plan de infraestructura. Escena que nadie quiere que sea su realidad, la realidad que ahora enfrenta una familia hispana en el condado Accomack.
Nadie estaba en la casa, de repente cuando recibí una llamada como a las 2:30 de la tarde.
Múltiples departamentos de bomberos llegaron a la escena el sábado por la tarde y aún no se ha podido confirmar la causa del incendio de esta casa móvil.
Que la traila se estaba quemando y luego yo fui de emergencia, pero ya cuando llegué a casa ya la traila ya estaba a mitad de incendio ya.
Rudy Velázquez Hernández es el padre de la familia de 4 y dice estar agradecido de la ayuda que le ha ofrecido la comunidad.
Estamos quedando con mi compadre, ellos nos están ayudando por el momento.
Velázquez Hernández dice que la Iglesia Católica San Pedro Apóstol también está aportando ayuda, pero aún siguen en gran necesidad.
Pues necesitamos como comida, cobijas, algo así.
Aún en esta lamentable situación, mantienen su fe fuerte en los momentos más difíciles.
Doy gracias a Dios que estamos bien, tal vez Dios permite ayudarnos hoy aquí en adelante. Las cosas materiales pues se pueden recuperar, pero...
Para los mexicanos y centroamericanos en Delmarva, la Navidad arranca con la celebración de la Virgen de Guadalupe.
Y esperamos este día con gusto. Bueno, yo en especial este mes me siento muy feliz.
Para los creyentes, la Virgen de Guadalupe apareció en México y desde entonces ha realizado muchos milagros. Por eso, cada diciembre docenas de familias aquí en Cambridge se reúnen para orar.
En nombre del Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo.
Y cantarle las mañanitas a la Virgen.
El día en que tú naciste, nacieron todas las flores.
Tenemos que creer en algo. Bueno, creo que cada familia, cada religión, cada cultura tiene sus creencias. Nosotros crecimos siendo guadalupanos.
Miembros de la Iglesia Católica Refugio de los Pecadores de Santa María dicen que han estado organizando y recaudando fondos para este evento durante 3 meses, para poder compartir comida tradicional mexicana y preparar estas diversas actuaciones.
Siempre, cada año es ir a la iglesia, vestidas como mi hija viene vestida, pero este año es como invitada para poder participar en un baile.
Los organizadores dicen que lo que realmente esperan lograr es mantener vivas las tradiciones y pasarlos a futuras generaciones.